Have you ever wondered how craftsmanship, tradition, and innovation collide to create the finest products in the world? Well, today we're diving into a fascinating comparison between two legendary traditions: Japanese Takumi craftsmanship and European luxury craftsmanship. Now, while these two represent the absolute peak of artisanal excellence, they follow different paths. In Japan, Takumi isn't just about luxury. It's about infusing meticulous skill into everything from everyday kitchen knives to high-tech electronics. It's a tradition that spans industries and integrates into daily life, making craftsmanship a part of the fabric of Japanese culture. Meanwhile, in Europe, luxury craftsmanship is more about exclusive, high-end products like Swiss watches, Rolls-Royce automobiles, and haute couture fashion, items that are crafted with perfection and precision, often reflecting a centuries-old heritage. But here's the twist. Both cultures are facing a challenge. As the world evolves with technology, consumer demand shifts, and generations change, can these legendary crafts maintain their authenticity while adapting to the future? Stick around to find out how these two worlds are embracing innovation, overcoming modern challenges, and ensuring their crafts live on. Let's explore how Takumi craftsmanship isn't just surviving, but thriving in a tech-driven world, and how European artisans are reimagining luxury for the new generation. Japanese Takumi craftsmanship and European luxury craftsmanship both represent pinnacles of artisanal skill, yet they differ in scope and context. Japan's Takumi tradition infuses craftsmanship into a broad spectrum of industries and everyday products, while Europe's craftsmanship heritage today is often concentrated in exclusive luxury sectors. Both cultures share core values of mastery, precision, and dedication to perfecting their craft, and each faces modern challenges in preserving these traditions. This analysis compares their breadth and focus, underlying philosophies, contemporary challenges, and the ways each is adapting to a global, technology-driven era. Japan is famed for an exquisite craftsmanship that bridges ancient traditions and modern life, visible in everything from household staples to high design. The Japanese term Takumi literally means artisan, and Takumi-level skill appears across a wide array of industries. This ethos of monozukuri, or making things, informs the creation of products as diverse as high-tech electronics and humble kitchen knives. For example, swordsmithing techniques once used for samurai blades now produce world-renowned chef knives, and car makers like Toyota and Lexus employ Takumi masters to hand-finish leather and wood trim in automobiles. Countless Japanese companies intentionally infuse this craft spirit into their goods, from traditional textiles and kimono fabrics to modern homewares and electronics, pursuing functional beauty and longevity in items used daily. The breadth of Japan's craft culture is formalized by government recognition of 243 distinct traditional crafts nationwide, spanning woodworking, pottery, lacquerware, textiles, papermaking, and more. In short, Takumi craftsmanship is not confined to luxury niches. It's a widespread cultural principle that elevates everyday objects into works of art and utility. In Europe, artisanal craftsmanship is most visibly preserved in the high-end luxury sector. Industries where hand craftsmanship, heritage, and exclusivity go hand in hand. Classic European métiers, or craft trades, thrive in products like Swiss watches, haute couture fashion, fine automobiles, and other artisanal goods intended for a luxury market. Swiss watchmaking, for instance, represents the pinnacle of European craftsmanship, combining centuries of horological tradition with cutting-edge innovation to create intricate timepieces. In luxury automotive houses like Rolls-Royce, hand craftsmanship is integral. Skilled artisans spend countless hours on wood inlays, leather upholstery, and paint finishes, even as modern robots handle repetitive tasks, resulting in a marriage of traditional craftsmanship and advanced technology in the production process. Likewise, French and Italian fashion maisons rely on ateliers of master artisans for embroidery, tailoring, leatherwork, and shoemaking, ensuring that each item, be it a couture gown or an Hermès bag, is crafted to exacting standards by human hands. By focusing on quality over quantity, Europe's luxury craftsmanship culture preserves old-world techniques, often passed down through generations within contemporary luxury brands. Unlike Japan's broad everyday applications of craft, European craftsmanship today is largely a byword for luxury and prestige, maintained as the heart and soul of Europe's top brands and high-value goods. This focus has also made craftsmanship a significant economic force in Europe's luxury market, underscoring how Europe's artisanal heritage has found new life as a key value add in luxury commerce. Both Japanese and European craftsmanship traditions are underpinned by an ethos of lifelong mastery and an almost obsessive pursuit of perfection, though each culture frames it in unique ways. In Japan, becoming a true Takumi is often described as a decades-long journey. It is said that one needs 60,000 hours, roughly 30 years of dedicated work, to achieve Takumi-level expertise. Craftspeople commonly devote their entire lives to honing a single craft, whether it's lacquer painting, ceramics, sushi making, or automotive engineering. This emphasis on shokunin kishitsu, the craftsman's spirit, means taking immense pride in one's work, no matter how repetitive or minute the task, and striving for absolutely flawless execution. Takumi artisans employ all their senses in perfecting their creations. For example, veteran Toyota inspectors can literally feel imperfections as tiny as a millimeter in car body panels by hand touch. In traditional arts, a tea bowl or kimono may be iterated on over years until it meets the maker's exacting standards. This relentless perfectionism is coupled with a philosophical humility, the belief that there is always room to improve and that true mastery is a constant pursuit, not a final destination. Importantly, the Japanese philosophy of craftsmanship also embraces innovation as part of mastery. The concept of kaizen, continuous improvement, is embedded in monozukuri. Masters seek not only to repeat time-honored techniques, but also to refine them. From ancient times to today's high-tech workshops, Japanese artisans have respected tradition while finding better ways to do things, be it experimenting with new materials or tweaking a process for greater precision. This dedication to excellence, innovation, and customer satisfaction, making something with a genuine desire to please the customer, is what elevates Japanese craftsmanship to a philosophy of life as much as a production method. European luxury craftsmanship is likewise founded on rigorous training and an ideal of perfection, often encapsulated by the French term savoir-faire, a deep knowledge of craft techniques and the ability to execute them flawlessly. Traditionally, European artisans underwent multi-year apprenticeships under master craftsmen, a practice that continues in many luxury métiers today. For example, in certain European workshops, a young craftsperson might train 8 to 10 years just to become proficient in leatherworking or watch assembly, and only after decades can they be regarded as true masters. As one luxury maison put it, luxury calls for the perfect mastery of all the ABCs of savoir-faire, with craftsmen handing down the gestures of yesterday with the same passion for a job well done. This implies an unbroken chain of knowledge and skills, some dating back centuries, that must be maintained to produce the world's finest goods. European artisans are known to be sticklers for detail, whether it's a Swiss watchmaker painstakingly polishing the tiniest gear, or an haute couture seamstress sewing seams so perfectly that a garment is as beautiful inside as out. Nothing but perfection is acceptable when a luxury brand's reputation is on the line. At the same time, European craft philosophy isn't static. There is a strong streak of creativity and reinvention. Perpetuating a savoir-faire also means daring to be innovative, notes one luxury house executive, highlighting that heritage skills thrive best when paired with evolution. Indeed, many famed European brands built their legacy by innovating within tradition. For instance, Parisian couture houses continually devise new styles and techniques, like laser-cut fabrics and novel embroideries, without betraying their couture handcraft fundamentals. Swiss watchmakers periodically introduce new complications or materials to push the craft forward, while upholding revered mechanical techniques. This blend of tradition and innovation is seen as essential. Luxury craft is not about mindlessly repeating the past, but rather using time-honored expertise as a springboard for new creative expression. Both cultures, Japanese and European, ultimately converge on a core principle. True craftsmanship means never settling for good enough. It is a relentless quest for the highest quality, whether by refining a technique over a lifetime or by inventively merging old skills with new ideas to achieve a singular result. Each handmade Lexus or Rolls-Royce, Each handmade knife from Seki or bespoke suit from Savile Row embodies that ethos of mastery, pride, and the continual pursuit of perfection. Even as these craftsmanship traditions represent the height of quality, they face stark challenges in the modern era. Chief among them is a generational and technological shift, attracting young talent to carry on the craft and integrating new technologies without losing the craft's soul. In Japan, the continuity of Takumi craftsmanship is under threat from demographic and societal changes. The artisan population is rapidly aging, with fewer young people training to replace the venerable masters. It's not uncommon to find workshop masters in their 70s or 80s still practicing, like kimono dyers or woodblock printers who started as children and never stopped, but with no apprentice by their side. A recent survey of small Japanese craft businesses found that most had only 1 to 5 employees, and the bulk of them are aged over 50, making the next generation conspicuously absent. In one town famous for traditional shibori dyeing, a master noted that for years he was the youngest artisan around, and he's now in his 60s. The reasons are multifold. Post-war and millennial generations in Japan were encouraged to pursue university and corporate careers rather than manual trades, and many view craft work as financially precarious. Young Japanese do seek meaningful, fulfilling jobs, precisely what craftsmanship can offer, but they need livable salaries to choose that path, creating a catch-22 for tiny craft workshops that can't afford to pay trainees much. Thus, even though there is interest, the economics often push youth away from traditional arts. At the same time, Japan's breakneck modernization and the rise of mass production have changed consumer habits. The convenience and low cost of factory-made goods or fast fashion have eroded domestic demand for slow-crafted items. Why buy a hand-dyed kimono or handmade porcelain when cheaper machine-made alternatives are everywhere? This ultra-consumerist culture, paired with digitization, threatens crafts that require patience and time to appreciate. Another challenge is the tension between preservation and innovation. Japan has strong cultural preservation laws, like the designation of certain craft techniques as intangible cultural properties, which, while helpful to honor tradition, can ironically make adaptation difficult. As one observer noted, to get official protection and funding, workshops have to do things the same way, using the same traditional techniques, which can prohibit them from adopting any modern tools or methods. For instance, a pottery or cut glass studio might be barred from using new polishing machines if it wants to maintain its traditional certification, even if such technology could improve efficiency or reduce drudgery. Strict adherence to old ways helps ensure authenticity, but may alienate younger craftspeople who are digital natives and interested in experimenting. All these factors, an aging master cohort, waning youth engagement, competition from industrial products, and constraints on evolving, make the future of some Japanese crafts precarious. There is a real fear that without significant intervention, many storied crafts could fade away when the current masters retire. In Europe, especially in countries like France, Italy, Switzerland, and the UK, luxury craftsmanship faces a similar generational crunch. Decades ago, it was more common for young people to enter trades via vocational schools or family workshops. For example, becoming a watchmaker in Switzerland or a glassblower in Murano. In recent times, however, skilled trades have been undervalued in the eyes of younger Europeans and their parents, who often favor university education or careers in technology and services. The result is a shortage of new artisans to carry on the work. A 2022 survey by France's Comité Colbert, an association of luxury houses, found a striking 85% of luxury brands were facing serious difficulty recruiting craftspeople, with nearly 20,000 positions unfilled across specialties. Sectors like high fashion, leather goods, watchmaking, jewelry, and bespoke furniture all report not enough qualified hands to meet demand. The problem is projected to worsen as an entire generation of master artisans reaches retirement. Industry groups estimate hundreds of thousands of artisans will need to be hired or trained in the next 5 years to replace retirees and support growth, including over 40,000 in fashion and leatherwork alone. Yet many masters have no protégés. Their trades are devalued in the eyes of young people or simply not well known, so knowledge isn't being passed down. Another barrier is the long training period required. Achieving true proficiency in couture embroidery or watch micromechanics is not a matter of weeks, but years. For example, it can take 10 years to train a technician in luxury fashion production, an investment of time and effort that few young people today are willing or able to make, especially when other careers might offer quicker paths to income. Moreover, while European workshops generally pay better than their tiny Japanese counterparts, luxury brands can charge premium prices, allowing them to pay artisans reasonably. Entry-level artisan wages still might not compete with jobs in tech or finance, which lures talent away. Technological change is another factor both helping and challenging European craftsmanship. On one hand, advanced tools like computer-aided design, automated machining, or digital textile printers can boost efficiency and take over routine tasks, potentially making craft work easier and more profitable. On the other hand, luxury houses must guard against losing the human touch and authenticity that define their brand. There's often internal resistance to mechanization. For instance, Swiss watch aficionados value hand assembly and finishing, so even if a robot could do a step faster, many brands stick with human watchmakers to preserve tradition and perceived value. Similarly, couture houses carefully integrate technology in supportive ways, such as using lasers to cut fabric precisely, but still rely on seamstresses and tailors for the sewing and embellishment that give a garment its soul. Thus, European craftsmanship must continuously negotiate how to adapt to new technologies without diluting the aura of craftsmanship. In an age of automation and instant gratification, maintaining the relevance of painstaking handcraft is an uphill battle, one that Europe's luxury industry is actively trying to tackle, as we'll see below. Despite these challenges, both Japanese Takumi and European luxury craftsmanship cultures are taking proactive steps to evolve and thrive in a globalized, tech-driven world. By blending innovation with tradition and actively engaging the next generation, they are seeking to ensure that their treasured crafts do not become mere relics, but remain dynamic and valued in years to come. In Japan, there is a growing movement to reinvent traditional crafts for modern lifestyles and markets. Young artisans and creative entrepreneurs are increasingly experimenting with new applications of heritage techniques. For example, some kimono textile weavers have begun producing stylish modern apparel and accessories, and centuries-old porcelain kilns now collaborate with contemporary product designers to create tableware that suits today's aesthetics. A compelling case is the Suzusan brand led by Hiroyuki Murase, a fifth-generation shibori dye artisan. Seeing dwindling demand for traditional kimonos, he started applying the elaborate shibori tie-dye techniques to haute couture fashion and home decor, like scarves, lampshades, and dresses. By doing so, he broadened the appeal of the craft and even attracted younger employees to his team through the brand's connections to luxury fashion houses and its forward-looking approach. Murase also looked beyond Japan's borders, building a customer base in Europe before returning to Japan, on the insight that if craft businesses set their goals within the Japanese market, they won't survive. This outward-looking collaborative strategy blending traditional Japanese craftsmanship with global fashion and design trends is one path that is injecting new life into Takumi arts.